Hello everyone, my name is Kazgrin and welcome to Blue. This is a game that I made back in February. If you remember that I released it back then. It was a pretty decent game. I had some thoughts to share on it, so I decided to make a developer commentary on it. So here's the game. I'm just going to go ahead and reset it, and we're going to go through it together, and we're going to talk about it, because there's actually quite a lot to talk about here. Okay, so I began this game back in July of 2018. Yeah, July of 2018. So I was working on this game for a long while. I don't remember how long it was. It's off the top of my head, so I can't really do quick math like that. But, yeah. And I was really proud of this game. Just based on how it was coming along when compared to its predecessor, Purple. Purple, by comparison, looked a whole lot worse visually. It wasn't quite as nice, and I wasn't real happy. Well, I was happy with it back then, but nowadays it doesn't really hold up to my standards. So, you know, that's what I set out to improve in this game, and I did a pretty good job, I think. It's better for sure. Alright, so let's kind of jump into the game here. I guess I'll start talking about the game and not about the backstory anymore. So, this is the kind of a weird instruction. A lot of people find this weird because, yes, you can hold down the jump button to jump consecutively, but if you try and do that here, you're gonna die. It doesn't really make sense to put it here, and that doesn't work either. Yeah. So there's that level. And there's actually a little visual bug here that I didn't catch until it was unfortunately too late. Two visual bugs. The two are whenever you hit spikes and those particles come out, they're only there for like a split second and they just don't really show up. So that was a visual bug that it was just too late to fix it by the time that I noticed it. And the same thing goes for the trail here. You can see the trail behind the player object just totally cut whenever I hit the goal portal, and that is not intentional. And actually, that was just kind of a workaround that I did in order to avoid other consequences of my sloppy programming at the time. So here we go. These are parry squares. I call them parry squares, but that's kind of misleading because a parry, in the case of like video games, would be like you hit it at a certain time, like think Cuphead or Smash. But this game, you can just hold down the jump button. You can hit as many as you want, and it's really easy, and the timing isn't difficult at all. So it's not really a parry. And I know a lot of people are going to be saying, oh, you got the idea from Geometry Dash. It's from Geometry Dash. Fun fact, as a lot of this game is from Geometry Dash, actually that is not from Geometry Dash. That is an idea I got from Cuphead, and it stuck. Actually, I got the idea from Cuphead, and I put it in an old game called Rabbit Season that unfortunately hasn't really seen the light of day in a very long time. And I just kind of ran with it. So, no, wait, actually, Purple was the first game to have those, and then it was in Rabbit Season, then it was in this game, and then it was in my next game, Green, which I just finished very recently, and I'm hard at work on patching bugs and setting up game pages and advertising stuff and whatever, etc. Whatever those game developers do, you know, the big league guys. Okay, so this is probably the most flawed part of the game, these portals. You notice that they aren't red and orange like the previous game, like Purple's. Instead they are green and orange, and the mechanic on these is that they take your velocity and they flip it. They take your Y velocity and they flip it around. And that would be a good concept if I didn't totally give up on it like 10 levels in. And I just started using these for transportation. I just started using these for transportation and really nothing else. So, um, yeah, that kind of happened. It's alright though. It worked out, I guess. Another little visual bug here. Let me die real fast. Another little visual bug is actually if you pay attention to the orange portal here, whenever you go into this portal, that one doesn't spin. It just does the transparency effect. So, yeah. And it does for that one, because that I placed that one later. So that's kind of how that works. It's weird. Okay. Pachinko machine. Fun fact, I'm actually sitting right next to a pachinko machine right now. It's quite old. It's kind of broken, I suppose. That's the sound of a pachinko machine. Okay, so here's where the game gets a little bit interesting in this level. Here's kind of the introduction to interesting things. So normally you go this way, and you can. Oh, actually. So normally you go this way. You jump and you go through this portal, just like that. But we don't want to do that. Because we're adventurous here. So what we're going to do instead is we're literally just going to go straight through this wall. So you may be thinking that's a mistake, but no, it's not. I really, really, really like to incorporate little shortcuts into this game, just little secrets, to make speedruns and such a little bit easier. And this game's been out for, oh geez, how many months now? It's July, so 6 months-ish? I can't do fast math. So about 6 months. That's another skip. About 6 months. And so now it's about time that I finally reveal where all of the skips are. They're a lot of fun. They were a lot of fun to place. They're a lot of fun to find, I assume. Okay. Flipboards. Fun fact, I kind of just like continuously forget about flipboards. I can't seem to consistently remember flipboards in general, just because they're kind of an obscure thing in my mind. Okay, here's another shortcut. So in the mobile version, this laser actually isn't here. Oh shoot, the laser actually isn't there, because it's way too taxing on Android devices. So I guess you can't really do it here, but in that game, you were able to wall jump off of that wall, and it'd send you straight into that portal, and it was just like really, really easy. It's a little harder now. You don't quite get that luxury. You have to wait for it to go by. I've never really been very good at the laser mechanic, because I play on mobile a lot more than I play on PC, just because I have my phone everywhere I go, and I have an Android, so it makes things very easy. Okay, here's where the gameplay switches up a little bit. You wonder, where do you go? Well, I kind of leave that up for the player to figure out, and the player will figure out that if you jump off here, then you just wrap around the stage just like that. And that is the concept for the next 29 levels. 19 levels, I'm smart. Yeah. So, here we go, loop. This is the red key. I made that little indent for, I even knew which key this was going to be. I just knew it was going to be a key. So I just kind of had it there. Okay. So whenever I actually made this game, I was surprised by like how many corrections you'd have to do. Like, I thought it's just a simple platforming game. You just place a bunch of blocks around each other, and then call it a day. It's really easy. But it's actually not that easy, because you're gonna have a lot of like problems and unintentional results and just stuff like that that you really don't intend to happen. And it makes things really difficult, so you need to add all kinds of stuff. All kinds of little corrections, and like here, let me show you one. Just like right here. Shoot. I never have to play this level, and I'll show you why in just a second. Here we go. There's a correction. I didn't actually press any buttons. I just went up that slope, and then like instantly it put me on this platform. Okay, so here's why I never have to play this level. Whenever I first made this level, I thought this level is really long and tedious, and I don't really like it. So it's very difficult to tell, but if you look above me right now, this spike right here is fake. It's a little bit discolored. So you can just jump right through there and finish the level. And now, congratulations, you never have to do level 24 again. Muy difícil is Spanish for very difficult. Yeah, very difficult. Or very hard, I don't know. I learned that in Spanish 1, which I have, by the way, retained 0 information from. Okay, except for maybe that word. Okay, so this one, you just have to pick the right one to wall jump off of this. That one, you actually do clip to that block, but I just kind of, it was close enough that it didn't really matter. This was lifted verbatim from Balloon Star Defense. No, I was just making a Balloon Star Defense prototype, and I just figured, like, hey, that'd be kind of a cool idea to incorporate this in my new game. And so I did. And I actually really liked this. I liked it enough that I put it in my next game, Green, which I haven't shown anything about yet. The only thing I've shown about Green is a couple of screenshots on my Twitter. So just be prepared for that to be unveiled soon. Expected mid-August release. I got hung up on file sizes and stuff, but I managed to sort it all out. So we're all good. Okay, there we go. I really, acceleration treadmills were honestly my favorite part of this game. They were just a lot of fun to mess around with. There we go. And they still are. I really like acceleration treadmills. Okay, so homage, and I should probably explain what it's called homage. This is called homage because in Purple, which is the first game, is the game that came before this, there was a level, it was called level 33, because I didn't have names, and it was notoriously the hardest level in the game, and it just like was generally hard for no reason, and so I kind of paid tribute to it with this level. Yeah, it was the hardest level in the game, and it took a decent player to pass it, like myself. Humble brag. Okay, so what's cool about this level is that you can literally just start by holding left and up. Oh shoot. Okay, well you gotta do it right. I guess for some reason it's kind of hard to do. Normally I get it first try. Anyway, that's a little skip. That makes things a little bit easier. Okay. Level 34, pretty self-explanatory. That slow motion effect was actually achieved by pausing and playing the player's movement really fast. And I wasn't actually too fond of that. And so I decided I wouldn't bring it back in the next game, which is Green. So it doesn't make a return. Yeah, I just thought it was kind of a weird concept. And it looked really laggy. So, anyway, here's something kind of cool. If you jump in here while you're in this slow motion, you can look at the flipboards. They go kind of slowly, and then you can jump out. Oh shoot, you can jump out onto this, and then they go really, really fast. So that's kind of cool. Okay, if I can get out of here, you can see that you see this little laser section here. It's honestly kind of hard to like maneuver through the whole section, and we don't want to do that, because like I said, we're adventurous, so we're just gonna skip this whole section by going straight through there. Yeah, like I said, they just save a lot of time. They're a lot of fun. In the speedrun mode, this is the only level that can be done in 0 seconds. It's the fastest level in the game. Okay, here's level 38, ridiculously restricted. Um, Pretty straightforward level. Nothing all too special about it. Except during a speed run, you got to get that first little bit right, or you're gonna be waiting for a long time. Okay, so this is actually my favorite level in the game. I just really like how it kind of handles all of the screen wrapping here. So first of all, you wall jump off of that wall and you go up there. I like that a lot. Um, and then you, um, well, actually, let me show you something really fast. Um, it's a little known fact that if you go just barely off screen like this, whoops, you have to be, yeah, completely off screen like this. Um, you can press a button. Oh shoot, my battery's running low. You can press a button, and oh shoot, I patched this, didn't I? It's okay. Let me try a different level. Um, so you can just stand like here. Weird. I can't really get it to work. Um, I guess I'll show it a little bit later. But basically, you can stand just barely. Here's my favorite part. Oh, I love that. You can stand just barely off screen, and you'll actually be falling infinitely, because there's no collision right at the edges of the screen. Um, and it's a great way to actually skip. If you can get it right, it's a great way to skip some longer levels. Okay. So, um, this is my favorite level. It's not a jab or at art school students or anything, but it's just like the clunkiest and laziest level ever, and it's just like modern art. Anyway, um, I really like these open levels because they give me more freedom to design in this kind of wide expanse of space. Um, and it feels a whole lot better. So, yeah, in this level, there are two ways you can go. You can go. Oh shoot, that was the faster way. If you go the other way, you have to go through a portal, and that is bad. Okay, so this level is called Don't Fall, and that's a lie because you actually do want to fall to get that key. Um, Otherwise, you don't want to fall. Probably not a great idea. There we are, just like that. Okay, 46. This one was, it's easy to play, but I had to do a whole lot of coordination. I had to just do a whole bunch of guessing and checking for where to put all those bumpers. Um, and it took me like 30 minutes to get all those in the right position. But I did it. And now it's a level that lasts like 3 seconds. Yay! Okay, so the whole concept of these figure levels is um, is to is I made this little figure out of blocks, and I crammed as much stuff onto it as I could. So this level normally you would shoot. This level normally, oh my goodness, it's been so long since I've had to play it like this. Normally you'd go around like this, and you'd go around, and you'd take that to the end, but we don't really want to do that. So a really fast way to beat this level is just to wall jump off there, and then the level's done. All right, level 50, home stretch. This is these are where the levels in the game get really long. Oh shoot, I messed that up. They get really long here, and so you just kind of have to. Or these will take you a long time generally. Here we go. It's 50 through 55. or it's 54, I guess, and then 55 through 59 are timed levels, and then 60 is another really big level. Okay, so here's the biggest and the hardest level in the game. And a lot of people can't really find the route to this, so I'll show you it now. It's kind of, I've had to play this level like 100,000 times. So the entire thing is just total muscle memory by now. It's really easy for me. Yeah, this one you just hold jump. So a little bit of history about assorted objects. I've kind of had this fascination, this lifelong fascination with just like a bunch of random, like, assorted things, objects, if you will, and just like there being a path through them that you can find. That's just always fascinated me, from being a kid. And so I think I incorporated that pretty well. Okay, so this is also pretty cool. Normally, you'd go around just like this, and you would do that. No, shoot. Okay. Let me go get my charger back in, because I didn't realize that it was going to die so soon. But I probably should have foreseen this because the battery life isn't very good. Oh, okay. Yes, it did. Okay, so sorry about that. My computer died. We're gonna get this rolling again though. Okay, here it is. Here's my game again. Wow, everything's falling apart. Okay, so normally you would just hit that gray square and you go straight into the goal, but there's a more intuitive way to do this. Oh, and also a little side note, you can see that as the game goes on, those particles that come out of the player just get worse and worse. So now they're just gone instantly. Okay, so if you notice this little nub here, you can climb up here. It tells you a little Easter egg there. And then something that I didn't foresee, you can try, you can try and like jump over that spike, and it won't really work, because there just isn't a good way to do it. It really looks like you could, but you just can't. Actually though, what you want to do is you want to line yourself up with this wall, just like that, and then just hold jump, and then jump right over that spike. And then you just want to kind of thread the needle. Oh shoot, I missed it. But you just want to kind of thread the needle through there. Oh boy, that's going to be a large increase in noise. So you just kind of want to just do that. There we go. And that is a really fast way to do that level if you can get it right. Okay, level 54, too many objects. This kind of shows that I really didn't know what I was doing in the way of level design in this game. This was just kind of a forgettable, difficult. It was a bit of a mess, honestly. It wasn't a bad level, I guess, but it wasn't great. Didn't stand out like 39. So this is my least favorite concept of the entire game, timers, because it goes against the entire concept of blue. Blue, the selling point of blue is that it's relaxing, and a timer does not make it relaxing. So I just I don't know why I kept it in, but I guess I just wanted to honor how Purple had that. So there's just so many problems though with it not working on certain devices, and just a whole lot of other problems. Okay, there we go. That one takes some practice. Alright, part 3 finale. Don't know why this one was timed as a longer level. This one also looks weird on the Android version. Because there's like a ton of little seams in the level. Don't know if any of you players ever noticed that. Okay. So there's that. That's a nice still. Okay. Level 60. Here's level 60. This one's kind of difficult. We'll see if I can get it first try. It's really difficult at this part. And then there we go. Gets easier from here on out. Okay. Just like that. And then you enter through here. And you go right in there. And that's it. And you get a little credit sequence after that. Looks just like this. Programming was me. Art was me. Not that there really was much art. Music was Synexel's. Other sounds, which by the way there were none, were me. I made nothing. Software used, all this software, I used all that. Here are my inspirations. There's Rabbit Season in there, kind of thrown in there as an homage to a fallen Rabbit Season. Yeah, lots of other games in there. All these people. I know these people. And then I have to put the Fusion logo in there because I don't actually have Fusion Developer. Hopefully I will soon though. Okay. So there it is. There was blue. There's actually a little bit more to show though. You got these bonus levels. And previously in purple, whenever you beat all the bonus levels, it didn't actually do anything. It didn't even tell you which bonus levels you'd beaten. And so I set out to change that in this game. And now this game puts a little check mark next to which bonus levels you've completed. And it gives you a reward after you beat all of them. So there's that. Just like that. Excuse me. So here's level R. Objectively the worst programmed level in the game. Just very, very awkward movement. I reprogrammed this this concept in green, and it just works so much better. Like for example, you can literally just hold a direction to a wall, and you just kind of glide down the wall. It's very, very strange. I don't even know how I got it this bad. Anyway, there it is. Just like that. Okay. Level G, which I haven't seen in a long time. A little bit of backstory about these really fast acceleration pads, or treadmills, I guess. Back whenever I first made that, I remember whenever I first made that, it was so fast that it would literally go through a wall. So that was something else. There we go. Oh, that level was hard. Okay. Level A. Aqua. This one was a little buggy, but it worked out. Sideways movement. Didn't really know what I was doing. Still kind of don't when it comes to sideways movement. It's really hard. But it worked a lot better than in purple. Okay, thanks for finishing my game. I really want to thank you for devoting your time to playing my humble little game. To show my appreciation, I've unlocked one last level for you. Yours, Kazgrin. And this is the last level. And this was kind of a frustrating level for a lot of people because it's really hard. Because literally the entire concept of the level is trial and error. So it's muscle memory for me now. But it's kind of hard to get it right. to get it the first time. I mean, oh, I almost didn't make that. Yep, ambiguous ending, etc., etc. There you go. And the only other thing after that is a time trial mode. And that's about it. Yeah, you got your options menu. There's not much else. That's it. Expect a little bit more about my new game Green sometime soon. I'm very excited to announce new stuff about it. Expect a mid-August release. I've actually recorded the announcement video multiple times. But the problem is that my editing software expired, and Premiere Pro is the only editing software that could support the kind of videos I shoot with my Logitech Brio. So I'm gonna have to wait until I can get that back because it's on my school account. So anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna let you go now. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you want to play Blue, links in the description. Keep an eye out on this channel. Maybe subscribe, maybe don't. To keep an eye out for Green, which is basically like this game, but 10 times better. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.